Science sells the characteristics of living things. Life is everywhere. You know that plants and animals are living things, but so are mushrooms, seaweed, and tiny invisible creatures like bacteria. Living things come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. Now consider some non-living things that you see in daily life, such as rocks, mountains, and oceans. What makes these things different from the living creatures? How do you know that something is alive? Look at the two photos shown in figure 1. One of the hippos is an animatronic machine, while the other is a living hippo. Can you tell one from the other? What characteristics do living things have that make them alive? A. B. Figure 1. What makes an animatronic hippo A different from a real one? B. Figure 2. Diatoms are among the smallest life forms on Earth. They can be found in fresh water and marine environments. Animatronics is the technology of recreating living things using machines. Animatronics uses electronics and mechanical systems to animate motorized puppets. Animatronic puppets move and sound just like the living things they are imitating. The designer of the animatronic hippo in figure 1A has taken great care to make the face look like that of a real hippo, but still, we know that it is not alive in nature too. Looks can be deceiving. The diatom in figure 2 looks like a button or a cookie, but is actually a living thing. How can you identify living things? Identify living things from non-living things. In order for something to be classified as living, it must possess all of the following characteristics. 1. Living things grow in size, reproduce, and are able to repair themselves. Plants and animals increase in size as they grow older. Living things produce offspring. Living things repair worn or injured parts. Living things require energy. Plants obtain energy from sunlight. Animals eat plants, other animals, or both to obtain energy. Living things respond to changes in their environment. Animals try to escape from predators. Plants grow roots in the direction of moist soil. 4. Living things have a lifespan. Living things have a life cycle. Humans, for example, grow old and eventually die. 5. Living things produce waste. Living things produce unusable or unwanted materials that they release to the external environment as waste. 6. Living things are composed of cells. All the cells in a living thing come from pre-existing cells. However, non-living things may appear to have some of these characteristics too. For example, the animatronic hippo uses energy, batteries. It responds to changes in its environment, signals from a remote control, and it ages over time and eventually dies, stops working. However, only living things are made up of at least one cell. The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living things. Some organisms, such as bacteria, consist of a single cell, while others, like humans, are made up of trillions of cells. Most cells are too small to be seen with the unaided eye. Check your learning. 1. Copy the below table into your notebook. In the first column of the table, list the characteristics of living things. In the second column, suggest a non-living thing that displays a similar characteristic. The first one is done as an example. Living things have a lifespan. A pencil gets smaller, it's not alive. Living things respond to changes in their environment. Fusion makes a rock smaller. Living things require energy. Flashlight reuses energy. Living things grow while reproduce and can repair themselves. A computer virus replaces itself. Living things are made of one or more cells. A toy is made of lots of parts. Living things produce waste. Cars produces fumes. 2. Identify the characteristics of living things illustrated by each of the following statements. Explain your choice for each. A. Flowers eventually die. Lifespan. B. Plants obtain energy from the sun. Needs energy. C. A zebra runs away from a lioness. Changes. D. A broken bone heals over time. Repair. E. Plants' roots grow toward moist soil. What change? 3. What two characteristics of life are described in the following statement? A human begins life as a single cell, whereas an adult is made up of trillions of cells. One or more cell lifespan. Science. Cells 4.5. Diagram. Compound microscope. Components and function. Eyepiece. Body tube. Arm. Course adjustment. The adjustment. Fine adjustment. Revolving nose piece. Lens. Stage. Stage clips. Diaphragm. Light source. Base. Science. Cells 4.5. The compound microscope. Eyepiece. The lens you look through to view the specimen. 10 times magnification. Lens. Objective. Provide different strengths, powers of magnification. Up to 4 lenses. 4 times, 10 times, 40 times, 100 times. Optional. Revolving turret. Nose piece. Holds objective lenses. Body tube. Holds the eyepiece. Arm. Supports the body tube used to carry the microscope. Stage. Supports the microscope slide and has a central opening that allows light to pass through the slide. Stage clips. Prevents the prepared slide from moving. Diaphragm. Condenser. Allows more or less light through the specimen. Regulates the intensity of the light. Light. Lamp. This is either an electric light bulb or mirror. Light microscopes need light to pass through the specimen to allow it to be seen. Base. Supports the microscope. Course adjustment. Course focus. Raises or lowers the stage along the body tube. Used for initial focusing with 4 times lens, not for the 10 times or the 40 times. Fine adjustment. Fine focus. Used for fine focusing adjustment. Used with the 10 times and 40 times lenses after course focusing has first been completed.